Greetings, it is Tonya Poole here, and I am so happy to welcome you to episode 1 of Fall Alchemy. And this episode is titled, Everyone's a Libra, Including You. And so before we go into the topic, I want to make sure that you watch until the end of this video because I have some very special offers for you all on this very first episode of Fall Alchemy. And I want to make sure that you get everything that you need so that you are ready and prepared to enter into the master class. So with this first episode of Fall Alchemy, I'm going to take these bracelets off because they jingling. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but anyway, so in this very first episode of Fall Alchemy, everybody's a Libra, including you. And if you watched Summer Alchemy, which was a little bit different than Fall Alchemy, we kind of talked about, in the last few episodes, we talked about how everyone's a Virgo, including you, because Virgo was the last zodiac sign of the summertime, and it is what kind of ushered us into this fall season. And so now we're in fall and we entered into the sign of Libra. Hey to all the Libras out there, and if you're not a Libra, I don't want to discourage you from watching this video, because guess what? You're a Libra, I'm a Libra, she's a Libra, everybody's one, because Libra is somewhere in your chart. So before I get too deep into it and you're like, what the hell is she talking about? Let me explain. So the fall equinox that took place, I believe it was September 22nd. During an equinox, so we have the spring equinox and then we have the fall equinox. That just basically means, hey y'all, it's fall. Oh, I like that. Hey y'all, it's fall. Okay, I'm so silly sometimes. But the equinox basically means that there is equal day and night, to put it lightly. Basically, it's the equal number of daylight hours as there are nighttime hours. You know, like when we're in the middle of summer, it seems like daytime lasts a long time. It's still the same 24 hours in a day, but the sunlight seems to last like until 8, almost 9 o'clock at night, depending on where you are in the world. But then once you enter into fall and you get closer and closer to winter, it seems as though the daylight shortens and there's longer times where it's dark. But during the fall equinox, on that day when we entered into fall, the day and the nighttime were equal. They were hand in hand. It looked like the same amount of hours. And so when that happened, that fall equinox brought us into what is Libra season. And if you look up Libra, like symbols for the zodiac sign Libra, one of the symbols that you may see are the scales, like is it the Statue of Liberty? Or justice. I always get those. So like justice, if you look at the symbols for law or justice, and it has the woman with the blindfold and she's holding those scales in her hand where she's weighing, balancing it out, basically to bring balance. You can't look all at one side or all at the other side. In order to be fair, in order to bring justice, in order to bring harmony, there has to be balance. We have to judge things. We have to judge our lives in a fair and balanced way. And when I say judge, I don't mean in a harsh way like, girl, you such and such, like judging and condemning other people. But I'm speaking more so into making a determination about something, into making a decision about something. You have to be fair, right? We have to have all of the facts in order to make a clear choice. And so that's what Libra season asks us all to do. So whereas Virgo was asking us all to analyze and master our skills, and practice makes perfect, and it kind of got us in the routine and mastering our habits and our rituals, daily rituals and things of that nature. Libra is now saying, okay, that's great, we mastered these skills, now let's make sure we bring balance into our lives. Make sure that we are living our lives, if you want to look at it on an individual level, that we are balancing our physical, mental, and spiritual lives. That we're not just all focused on the physical but that we're also focused on the mental, and that we're not all focused on the mental, but we're focused also on the spiritual, that we are bringing balance and harmony before we go deeper into the fall season. So that is what Libra is asking us to do. One of the things about the previous season, Virgo, it was all about duty and responsibility and being responsible. And it's like the perfect segue into the fall, because the fall is the harvest time. Late summer, early fall, we're harvesting, right? We're harvesting. If you're a farmer, if you're a gardener, if you just plant green beans in your backyard, whatever you do, this is the time of year where you would be harvesting whatever you planted. Whatever you planted in the spring is what you're harvesting now. And so Virgo had us doing that work, right? Making sure the seeds were still good in the ground, things were still growing right, you know, and all those sorts of things. And if you want to just take it to your life, your daily life, Virgo had us looking at our habits, our work habits, our skills. You know, we're getting ready for school, depending on where you are in the world. But it was that time where we're getting ready to get our work life back on. And now Libra comes, fall comes, and it's reminding us, yes, but make sure that you're staying in balance. Make sure that you're staying in harmony. What I like about this time of year, and what I like particularly about the Libra energy, is that I used to kind of think that it was all about just balancing, being fair, or being balanced, right? So if we go back to that example of the image of justice holding the scales blindfolded, and you know, when you think about law or the courtroom or something like that, it's something outside of you putting you in balance or putting you in line. But what I've come to realize is that this particular energy is energy that we control. You know, we are not balanced from the outside so much as we are balanced from the inside out. So Libra is very action oriented in a lot of ways. There's a lot of strength with that Libra energy, because it's like, okay, you know, I'm gonna get myself in line, you know, I'm gonna get myself in harmony and in balance, and make sure that I'm not only doing justice to myself, but then am I also doing justice, and am I also being fair to everybody else. Now, fair doesn't mean, fair is one of those words where it's like, you know, I'm being fair, like everybody gets equal amount of everything. That's not always the case. Sometimes things do have to, one thing has to get more of your attention than another, just because that part of your life or that person or whatever may be more out of balance than everything else. But it's all about bringing into balance. So if you notice, when you look at a scale, right, one of those scales that you might see at the grocery store, or in certain marketplaces where it has two sides, and they will put the items that you're buying on one side and it'll go down a little bit, and then they'll put something else on the weight on the other side and it'll go down a little bit, and until whatever's over here matches the weight that's over here, like they'll take some out or they'll put some more in until it balances, right? So sometimes you may have to give more energy and focus to your mind, you know, for example, than to your body, until it lines up with the health and wellness of your body. So if you're focusing, for example, if you've been focusing, we're coming out of summer, you've been focusing on that beach body, focusing on the body, focusing on looking good, right? And doing all of this, and your mind, you haven't been reading, you haven't been studying, you haven't learned nothing new, you haven't been doing nothing, you know, to enhance your mind, you know, so you may have to give more here until it balances with what you've been given over here, right? So that is what this season is teaching us. And I'm so adamant, and you'll notice that as we move forward into Fall Alchemy, like, I will always have a video that focuses on whatever a particular sign is, zodiac sign, because I think a lot of times we focus on whatever our sun sign is, right? We'll say, well, I'm a Virgo, or I'm a Sagittarius, or I'm a Taurus, or I'm a Capricorn, whatever. And we forget that we carry all of the energy of the zodiac within us. And so since right now we're in Libra season, this is the time when all of us should be focusing on that Libra energy, right? So that is what we are doing right now. We're focusing on that Libra energy. We're focusing on bringing balance and harmony into our lives. So first thing, because I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, but first thing is I have the master class ready. Oh, I'm so excited. The master class to this episode is available now, and you can download it in the link below. The master class is perhaps almost an hour long, where I delve more deeply into this particular topic. We talk about how to find balance and harmony in your life. Now, I'm not just telling you to get balance or to get in harmony, but how do you find that balance? What do you need to do in order to cultivate that in your life right now? We talk about, I tell y'all some good old stories too. Some personal stories, and then just even some allegorical stories, and we touch on some mythology and things like that, some historical stories that show us how to bring about balance in our lives, such as the story of the Kemetic goddess Ma'at. So we go into detail about that story and some others. I also share some rituals for balancing some things that you can do. A ritual is just simply something that you do with the intention of bringing about change, and that's what alchemy is all about. So I go into detail about that. So I invite you into the master class. The link is below, and you will really, really enjoy it. It's about an hour long, maybe a little bit less, but where we go into how to get it done. Basically how to get it done. So I look forward to seeing you in the masterclass. Secondly, in another link below, you will see where you can get the Everybody's a Libra, including you, candle, which is a candle that I dress with certain oils and herbs and things of that nature that help to align your senses to bringing balance. So you might want to have that on hand too while you're going through the master class. And if you would like a natal or birth chart reading, basically where I look at your birth chart, like what was going on the day and the time in which you were born, and find out where Libra is for you, because you might say, hey girl, I'm a Gemini, and I'm gonna say that's cute, but Libra's in there somewhere. Let's find out where. So you know what part of your life that Libra energy is shining the most. All right. So that is really, really important to know. So if you would like a natal/birth chart reading, I do that as well. And you can get that in the link below. So I look forward to seeing you in the master class. Much love, much joy, much peace, much growth and transformation until we speak again. Peace.